everyone, I'm Shannon Ferguson here with Crush Lane for this episode of the FanSaves Shop Local series. Now, Tara Zazik, Rebecca Runyons, the muscle behind Crush Lane in Cornwall, Ontario. Why don't you ladies tell me what Crush Lane is?
So Crush Lane is a high-end fashion jewelry brand. We specialize in custom design jewelry, mostly sterling silver, karat gold, and we also sell clothing now too.
I've been in your store and it is really cool. But why don't we touch base about the elephant in the room with COVID going on, making it hard for people to come in your store. How did you kind of transition through that? And tell me about your e-commerce platform as well.
Well, we're still kind of rolling with the punches, and we only just reopened last week. So it's been quite a transition. We were working out of my home. I had to bunk up my youngest with her sister, and we took over her room, and we took all the product home, and we've been selling online, which has been fantastic. We definitely had an online surge. So we were really hard. We were working basically full time. We didn't really stop, but it definitely was very different from what we're used to being, needing to be here at the brick and mortar.
We definitely acknowledge too that we were fortunate in that we already had a website. We had our e-commerce all ready to go, whereas a lot of other small businesses had to completely reinvent themselves. So we were fortunate in that respect.
Yeah, we had a good foundation already for the e-com, but it just allowed us to further, put more energy into it and develop our SEO more.
We had a lot of conversations about value and what our priorities really were. And I think everyone had to have those conversations to really think about where they're going to go from here and what is worth their time and effort at this point in time when there's so many uncertainties.
And that's
so we made no contact deliveries and all that. So that was fun. It was good.
You guys have been rocking it. I see you guys online all the time. And I think that is something that is really important too. Like you said, you guys had already established your e-commerce and your web presence and your brand. Your brand from the very beginning has been so cool. Like, why don't you talk about that and how and who you're really trying to attract into your store?
I don't know. It just kind of manifested and became what it was. It really is a true reflection of what I'm into, what I'm drawn to, what jewelry I would wear, what clothing I would wear. And I've always had more of kind of an edgier aesthetic, a little bit quirky too. And there's a lot of nostalgic throwbacks, and our jewelry reflects that. The store aesthetic reflects that. If you come into my home, you're like, okay, yes, it makes sense. There's a lot of similarities there.
I think the biggest compliment for us too is when we have out-of-towners, tourists come into Cornwall and they come upon the boutique and they just take in the vibe and the energy and the aesthetic, and they say this is something that we would see in Montreal or Toronto. That's the biggest compliment for us because we want to bring that energy to Cornwall, to the downtown core.
Yeah, perhaps I did live in Toronto for 10 years, so perhaps I'm surely that was a huge influence on how I wanted to portray the boutique here in Cornwall. So yeah.
I love how you're talking about nostalgic throwbacks while wearing a Madonna shirt. So you're not lying. It's
not fair. Oh yeah, I'm not lying.
You are living the brand. That's awesome. Well, you guys are killing it. We are such big supporters of you here at FanSaves. If anyone wants to buy something, see your collections, learn more, how can they do that?
Rebecca? Okay, so we have our website, crushlane.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. You'll find us on Pinterest, but we're really active on our social media. And especially during COVID, we made it a priority. Every single inquiry, every single request, you will be answered almost immediately because we're really trying to be accommodating. So feel free to shoot us a question anytime. Check us out. We're very, very active on there.
So we do have limited hours right now. We're open Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 12 to 4. We are inviting or welcoming appointments for consultations for wedding bands and engagement rings. I know that it's a little bit different, the way we're approaching things. Of course, you got to bring your mask, and I'm trying to schedule things before store hours, before opening or after closing. So we are kind of back up and running as we were, just more limited, and the shop is reopened again. So, you know, there's repair work and all that jazz. So yeah, we're just rolling with it over here.
Awesome. Well, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job rolling with it. We're so proud of you guys. That's Crush Lane in Cornwall, Ontario. Everyone, you could find them also on the FanSaves app and get a little discount from them as well. So, yay. And that's all for this episode of the FanSaves Shop Local series. We'll see you next time.
Thanks. Bye, guys.